Hey guys, welcome back to World Mechanics. In today's video guys, we'll show you how to remove or replace the side timing cover on Kia Forte Cerato K3. Okay, it's known as Kia Forte in the US, some markets it's K3 or Cerato. So if you have the 1.8 or 2.0 engine, that procedure should be covered guys. If you need to do any to replace timing chain, to replace a hydraulic tensioner for the timing chain, that's a weak spot, or anything else, we'll have more than 200 videos on the car guys, so please subscribe, drop a comment if you need anything, and we'll try to make a video. All the tools and parts that we use will be listed below in the description of the video. So let's start on it now. We'll need to go ahead and drain the oil now, that way we will not have any oil in the open when we start removing it. So make sure you get a bucket or some kind of container to collect the oil. So 17mm socket, and we'll remove the oil plug now. After that we will let it drain for a few minutes, and once it's empty we'll come back to it. Okay, we're ready to install the drain plug now. After that, 10mm socket will be needed to remove the surrounding plastic. There is 2 bolts on the side. Okay, and it came out of there. With 12mm we'll remove that plastic so we can reach the bolts for the oil pan underneath it. Okay. So 40mm socket, we'll remove that plate right there that connects to the bell housing. Okay, like that. All the bolts will need to be removed with a 10mm socket now, the ones that surround the oil pan. Okay. And you have to be careful not to drop on you towards the end, not to leak oil on you, wear glasses, eye protection. That impact is pretty handy, it saves you so much time. Okay, let's see if it's going to get loose. Okay. You have some oil in it again. You can see how stuck it is. All the silicone will need to be cleaned as well. So what we will do next, what we already did, guys, we removed the ignition coils. They have only one bolt in the okay, you can see the left side of each ignition coil holding with 10mm socket. We removed those, and after that we're going to remove that valve cover. Here we disconnected that hose already, that's a breather hose. Okay, all we have to do, pull that clamp out, okay, and disconnect it here, just like we will do with this one on that side. Okay, this hose is disconnected as well. We'll disconnect the camshaft position sensors. Just press on the metal piece in and pull it out. We have the wire for the VVT sensor. This is the exhaust one. We need to disconnect this one as well, which is the same like the front one right here. You'll see it in just a second. Okay, like this VVT solenoid. You can see you just pull up and you disconnect it. All the bolts will need to be removed now. So you can see one by one we'll start removing them. The ones on the back are a little bit hard to get to. We have some in the middle as well, make sure you get all of them. And now we have the one on the front as well. Okay, this one here should be the last one, and the valve cover will be a little bit stuck because there is two places where there is silicone. We'll show you where that one is. Okay, it came loose. We'll pull it up, careful for the valve cover gasket. Okay, that's where the silicone is, where the timing cover meets the cylinder head. We'll be using a small pancake compressor by DeWalt. That thing is amazing, it goes all the way to 165 psi with a ½ an inch impact. So we're going to turn it on and fill it up all the way. It's about 140 now, but I'll go all the way to 165. That way we'll be able to remove the bolt easier. So now, if you cannot get it loose with the impact, okay, what I usually do, I turn the impact on getting the bolt tight for about 2 seconds. Okay, and then go back to get it loose. Okay, and sometimes that does the trick really good. So you can see, okay, the bolt is out of the way and this is the pulley. Okay, Okay, now you can grab it. It's a keyed crankshaft pulley, so it goes only one certain way. Okay, and we pulled it out just like that. We'll need to remove that oil screen out of the way so we can proceed with the disassembly, because we'll need to jack the engine up a little bit so we can remove the engine mount on the passenger side. Okay, 10mm socket and 12mm socket for this there. $10mm, 2 nuts, and it should come off. Okay, you have one gasket there, so it came out. After that, guys, you might notice that the intake will be missing in the next scene. This is because we'll be removing the head for another work, but for this video, don't worry. If you see the intake missing, you don't have to take it off. We'll just move it out of the way so we have more room now. Next, we'll need to remove the alternator. As you can see, the intake is gone, and that way even we'll be able to show you a little bit better. The belt, you just get it loose. You need to get that bolt loose here. One bolt on the side, 12mm. Okay, that one you need to get loose and the belt will come off. We have the video on the channel if you need help with that. And you have to make sure your battery is disconnected before you proceed removing the alternator, because otherwise you can catch your car on fire or burn the car computer. Now that 12mm bolt on the side for the tensioner will need to be removed. That way we can remove the alternator. Okay, it came out. Now we need to disconnect the wires. This one you press in and pull it out. Okay, it came loose. Now this is a nut there with 12mm. You need to open the cap and remove the nut. After that we need to disconnect the wire that's holding there, and we can pull it out. Alright guys, now we'll be jacking the engine on the bottom. Okay, we need to jack it up a little bit, just a little bit, and mostly support it so we can remove, okay, that engine mount here. That way we will be able to remove the pulley for the water pump, and we can access every bolt for the side timing cover on that Kia now. So you can see we have the jack with the wood box supporting the engine underneath, and we just jacked it about half an inch to an inch up. That way when we remove the mount it will not drop. 17mm. Okay, we'll remove the bolt next, and we will leave the last nut. Okay, now we have to be very careful on the last nut, because if it starts dropping we have to raise it up a little bit. Okay, and we can still raise it just a little bit because it caught in the thread there. With a 10mm socket we'll remove the bolts on the water pump pulley now. Okay, last bolt now, and we can pull the pulley out. Okay, just like that. This ground wire will need to be removed and later installed. Do not forget it, because if you do, your engine might not work. So now with the 12 and 14mm socket we need to start removing every bolt, guys. So you can see this one, this one, this one, this one on the side. And once we remove it, I'm going to go ahead and show you where each bolt is located. You can see on the bottom you have bolts as well. So we'll be able to do that once we remove the cover, and I'll pull the bolts, put them in order and show you where they are. So we'll pry a little bit there with a screwdriver, okay, and we'll see. All the silicone is pretty tight. All the bolts are out of there, as you can see. Holding a little bit here and there is a few glides, so we'll need to make sure that it can come out. So eventually it comes out, okay, nothing else holding there. So this is, guys, the side cover, okay, out of there, as you can see, with all the bolts. Okay, you can see the holes, okay, here, all the way around. So quite a few bolts that we had to remove. Okay, you can see, this is not a bolt here, this is if you have a manual power steering pump. This one here, and 3 more, and 2 in the middle. So this is how you guys remove the timing cover on Kia Forte. Hopefully the video was helpful, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and many more videos to come to the channel.